The Mudgala Upanishad, presented by Svayam Prakash Sharma. The Mudgala Upanishad is contained in the Rig Veda and in the Muktika list of 108 Upanishads to be studied for salvation. This Upanishad figures at serial number 57 of that list. The Upanishad gives a brief explanation of the Purusha Sukta and also tells about the supreme mystery and about the Jeev or being. Source material for this upload has been taken from the English translation of the Upanishad by Dr. G Krishna Warrier as published by the Theosophical Publishing House, Chennai. The Upanishad. We begin the Upanishad by explaining some of the terms and expressions used to describe the Purush. In the phrase 1,000-headed, 1,000 actually means countless. It means innumerable, infinite. And the words 10 fingers actually means infinite distance and not the physical measure of just 10 fingers of the human hand. The first stanza of the Upanishad tells about Vishnu's pervasion of space. It tells that Vishnu pervades all space. The second stanza tells about Vishnu's pervasion of time. It tells that Vishnu pervades all time. He pervades the past, the present and the future. The third stanza tells of Vishnu being the giver of salvation or moksha. It tells that it is Vishnu who gives a person salvation or moksha. It is Vishnu that liberates a person. The word Etavan denotes the glory of Vishnu, as it means so much is his greatness. The words Tripad etc. speak of Aniruddha. In the words from that Virat was born has been shown the origin of Purush in Prakriti from just a quarter, from just 1/4 part of Hari. Prakriti and Purush are born from just a quarter of Hari. Yet Purushen means the sacrifice by which creation takes place, as well as moksha. Tasmad means the creation of all the worlds. Vedaham refers to the glory of Hari. Yagyen refers to the end of creation and to liberation. One who knows all this as such, he becomes liberated. Now we come to the supreme mystery. The Upanishad speaks of the greatness of the Purusha Sukta in detail. Vasudev taught this knowledge of Bhagwan to Indra and also taught to the humble Indra the great mystery with 2 sections of the Purusha Sukta. The Purush who has been described above, he gave up the object which was beyond the scope of name and form, whose name and form were beyond description and were therefore hard to understand for worldly people. Instead, he took a form of 1,000 parts, a form that was capable of moksha on sight for the purpose of uplifting the suffering of the devas and others. He took a form which was such that just by looking at that form, the suffering of the devas and the others would end and they would get moksha. In that form, Vishnu both pervaded the world and at the same time he was beyond the world by an infinite distance. He was immanent and he was transcendent. This form that was Narayan was the past, the present and the future. He was the giver of moksha to all. He is greater than the greatest. None is greater than he. He made himself into 4 parts. With 3 of these parts he exists in heaven. By the 4th part, which is called the Anuruddha of Narayan, all the worlds have come to exist. It is this Anuruddha part of Narayan that has created Prakriti, the 4-faced Brahma, which is matter for making the world. However, the 4-faced Brahma in full form did not know the work of creation. He did not know how to create. It was Aniruddha Narayan who taught Brahma how to create. Brahm, meditate upon your organs as the sacrifice. Meditate on the firm body of the sheath as the oblation or the offering. Meditate on me as the Agni, the sacrificial fire. Meditate on the spring season as the ghee. Meditate on the summer as the fuel. Meditate on the autumn as the 6 tastes of food. Make the offering in Agni, in the sacrificial fire, that is me, and touch the body. This will make the body strong like Vajra, like a diamond. From there will appear the products like animals and the world of moving and unmoving things. It must be understood that the manner of liberation is stated by the combination of Jeev and Paramatma. When Jeev combines and merges with Paramatma, he is said to be liberated. Whosoever knows creation and liberation in this way, he lives a full life. The single God is unborn. Though unborn, he becomes many and is born as many. The Advaryus worship him as Agni. This as Agni unites everything. The Samvedis worship him as Saman chants. All and everything is established in him. The serpents meditate on him as poison. The knowers of snake lore meditate on him as a snake. The gods meditate upon him as energy. Men and women meditate on him as wealth. The demons meditate on him as magic. The mains or the ancestors meditate on him as sustenance. The knowers of the superhuman meditate on him as superhuman. The Gandharvas meditate on him as beauty. The Apsaras, the celestial nymphs, meditate on him as perfume. He becomes whatever he is worshipped as. Therefore, one should always think, I am the Supreme Being. And thinking and knowing so, one will indeed become that Supreme Being. One who thinks as such. Know this, that Brahm is beyond the threefold misery. He is free from layers. He is devoid of the 6 waves other than the 5 sheaths. He is unaffected by the 6 transformations. Now we shall explain all these in detail. The 3 miseries are: 1. The Adhyatmic, which is the body subject to disease. 2. The Adibhautik, which are robbers, wild animals, etc. And 3. Adidevik, which are natural phenomena such as rains, etc. They relate to agent action and effect. They relate to knower, knowledge and the known. They relate to experiencer, experience and the experienced. The 6 layers are skin, flesh, blood, bones, tendons and marrow. The 6 enemies are lust, anger, greed, attachment, pride and jealousy. The 5 sheaths are those of food, of vital airs, of mind, of cognition and of bliss. The 6 transformations are being, birth, growth, change, decline and destruction. The 6 waves are hunger, thirst, sorrow, delusion, old age and death. The 6 delusions are about family, about lineage, about class, about caste, about stations or ashrams, and about forms. Through contact with the Supreme Spirit becomes the Jeev. He is none other. Whosoever studies this Upanishad, he is purified in fire, in wind and in sun. He has health and wealth. He becomes rich in children and grandchildren. He becomes a scholar. He becomes purified from great sin, such as drink, such as improper contact with mother, daughter and daughter-in-law, such as stealing gold and other valuables, such as forgetting Vedic learning, such as failure to serve elders, such as sacrificing for the unfit, such as eating what should not be eaten, such as accepting and giving wrong gifts, such as improper contact with another's wife. He is unaffected by lust, etc. He becomes the pure, pristine Brahm in this very birth itself. Remember, one should never impart this teaching or the Purusha Sukta, which is a secret, to an uninitiated person, nor to one who does not know the Vedas, nor to one who is a non-sacrificer, nor to a non-believer, nor to a non-yogi, nor to a talkative person, nor to a harsh talker, nor to a dullard who takes more than a year to learn, nor to the discontented. The Guru shall impart this teaching in a pure place, on a sacred star or auspicious time, after regulating the vital airs, to a disciple who has the humility to learn. He shall impart the instruction in the right ear of the disciple. He should take care not to do it too often, lest it become stale, but he should impart it as often as needed in the ear of the student disciple. In this way, both the teacher and the taught will become Purush in this birth itself. This is the Upanishad. Yes, this is the Upanishad. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.